Hey guys, it's Rena here at my little domestic church. I am being quiet because all my kids are still sleeping. But I wanted to come on here and talk to you guys about something that is very new to me. So as y'all know, if you've been with me for a while, I had a C-section, or from this title, I'll probably title this video something like postpartum C-section recovery or something like that. The pain medication that they give you after a C-section is very strong. The medication that you receive while having a C-section is strong. And so I feel like now I'm entering my third week of postpartum and recovering from a C-section. And the pain medication I'm taking is like hardly anything compared to what I have been taking. And I feel like I'm coming out of like a fog. So first, just to let you know, this isn't my C-section story, that's coming still, but I had a spinal done for my C-section, and it was not an emergency C-section, so I was, awake. And I also had something else previous to that. I just had some different medication that was given to me for my C-section. And then after my C-section, I was given like a form of like a narcotic. That sounds so weird. I think it was Percocet in the hospital, and I was there for 3 days. So every 4 hours I was receiving that, and then every 8 hours I was receiving ibuprofen, and it was like 800 milligrams. I think that's the dosage. So then when we left the hospital, they give you a prescription for like, they told me it was gonna be Vicodin, but it ended up being oxy, I can't remember what it's called. And they said that they gave you like 20 pills because they're people, they don't want anyone to get addicted to it, so they give you, 20 pills. And I didn't think I was gonna take it, but I got nervous, so I went ahead and filled the prescription. And then we got a bottle of 800, the 800 milligrams of ibuprofen. And when I got home, I decided to not take the medication, like form of the narcotics, I don't know how else to say it, and just take the ibuprofen, because I just didn't want to continue using it. I get really nervous about narcotics and like heavier drugs like that. I have had people in my life that have basically become addicted to drugs like that, and I just have seen the difficulty that it can cause in lives. And I know I only had 20 of them, but I was like, it's not worth it, I don't want to take it. No shame to anyone who takes it. No shame at all. I'm not trying to, it's totally fine. For me personally, I just didn't want to take that. So I was using ibuprofen, and then every 8 hours I was taking that. And then I slowly started to wean myself off of it. About 5 days ago, instead of taking every 8 hours, I just took it in the morning and then before bed. And that's when like my headaches really started, and it was just like really bad. And I thought the headaches were from receiving the spinal for my surgery, but as I researched it more, that's really only like after you have a C-section usually, and then you might just have like postpartum headaches. So anyway, I recently spoke with my midwife, and she just told me to drink a ton of water, make sure to try to manage the headache before it gets really bad, and then for me, just drinking my coffee in the morning. So that's what I'm doing now. But the point and purpose of this video is just kind of talk about how after I had 5 natural vaginal births, and then this is my first C-section, and the recovery has been so different. Not only because I have an incision and because, just it was surgery, but I feel that the amount of pain medication and just medication in general that I received in my body, and like having to let it like have time to get out of my body, if that makes any sense, it created this really funky like brain fog and kind of these loopy like feelings, like just like, oh, like just groggy and not really feeling like myself. It's hard to explain. For me, the best way I can explain it is like, I tend to get a lot of like, who am I feelings, like when I'm feeling either depressed or really anxious, or I'm just not feeling like myself. That's like the main thing that happens for me mentally, is like, who am I? Like, where do I fit in like in culture? Like, how do I, like, no, that might not make any sense to you guys, but to me, that's like my mental struggle when I'm in like a brain fog. That's also my struggle when my thyroid is very low. One of the things that I struggle with is that. Another one is like being able to connect the dots. Like if I'm trying to plan for homeschooling or do homemaking, I'll look at like the kitchen, and I'll be like, what do I need to do to get the kitchen like set up? And I just stare at it, and I cannot process like the steps between I want to do something and to having it complete. The steps between are so foggy and so difficult, and that's usually a sign that my thyroid is really running low. So I just wanted to be an encouragement to any of you guys who are going through this, who have had a C-section and are on the mend, and you're in the first 6 weeks in the healing process, but really the first like 2 weeks, 3 weeks of not just the pain that you're having from the incision and from healing, but also just like give yourself time just to let all of the medication that has been put inside your body, like it just is going to take time to like, I don't even know what to call it, like clean out. I don't know, but I have like literally feel like my body's been trying to like just work all that stuff out of my system. And now I'm at the point where I'm no longer taking the 800 milligrams. I'm just taking Tylenol. I have ibuprofen just in case, but it's just like over the counter, regular dosage. And drinking my coffee, drinking a ton of water, getting back into, journaling and processing my feelings, and focusing on my mental clarity. Mental health is really important. I know that some people think it's like, oh, it's so silly, but I don't think so. I think it's really important, especially when you have people depending on you, whether you have a staff at work or your family, like whoever it is that you have depending on you, they're depending on you to be mentally healthy as well. And I just think it's really important to take good care of ourselves as best we can. I mean, probably my level of self-care is like nothing compared to some people. I don't sleep well because, I have 6 children. I never have like me time. I'm always on because I homeschool my kids and I'm always with them. But that's okay. Like for me, it's okay because I have learned how to function and process things and have good like mental health and pretty good physical health for my walk and my vocation. And I think that's the piece that's missing when people talk about self-care and mental health, is like doing your best for you and where you're at. It doesn't have to look like somebody else, but it just needs to be, the best that you can do for yourself, and that helps you, mentally run well and physically run well. And just after a C-section, I did not know about the recovery. I'm also gonna show you a clip here of my unboxing. It's very bad lighting, but I got my wrap in for my tummy that I got specifically for kind of like C-section recovery, and then I'm gonna be doing another video on it when I have worn it like for a little while and let you guys know what I think about it. At this point, I'm like so scared to put it on because my stomach, everything feels like so delicate and it makes me nervous. But this thing is so soft. It's like amazing. So let me show that to you. All right, so I ordered it off of Amazon Prime. My daughter's helping me take it out. It's very soft. It comes with a warranty. I got like an extra large, I think, or an extra large. And this is the part that wraps around. Okay guys, so if you are recovering from a C-section right now, I am with you. I feel for you. It's not an easy thing, but it's not the worst thing in the world either. Like, I mean, and I don't want to say anything negative, by the way, about the medications, because when I was in the hospital for 3 days, all the medications they had me on and stuff, they would take my baby after I nursed and just take care of my baby, and I slept so much, and it was so healing to be able to sleep that much, and it was very helpful. So I don't want to end this video with making you think that I'm like saying all these negative things about medication, because I'm not. I think it has its place, but I just want to talk about the fact that you have so much like within your system, in your body, that, and I'm not a doctor, I don't know the terminology, but I just have experienced at this time the feeling of like having all this stuff in your body, the process of not having it within your body, and then being able to kind of feel the difference. And then also just from the literal surgery and your incision, like it's such a different process. It takes a different type of healing and different time period. So anyway, I hope you are all having a good day. If you have had a C-section and you have any tips for recovery, I did my last video and all the comments were so encouraging and also really good tips. So I will link that video in the description box. If you've had a C-section and you want to get some tips and stuff, go down in the description, in the comments below. And some of the mamas were given some really encouraging tips just about self-care and what it's like in the postpartum phase after a C-section. So, and hopefully there'll be some good comments here too if you're looking for anything like that. And if you're new to my channel, I'd love for you to subscribe. We've hit 1,300 on this community, and it's so great. So I just love that this community is building, and I love all the chatting that you guys do in the comments, and I am missing getting in there and commenting back with you guys, but I'm slowly getting back to normal here. So anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. God bless.